Alright guys, welcome again to the World Class Happiness channel. I'm Dominic. Today I'm going to be talking about the difference between mental toughness and self-belief. Now, back in the day when I used to train in judo, I was a high-level judo player back in the day, and I did put a video on yesterday showing some of my old fights. So you can see that once upon a time I was a fairly legit martial artist. Now, because I used to compete at a high level, I used to try and train all different aspects of my body and stuff like that. So for me, it was like the physical training, and then there was the mental training. Now, the physical training was obviously the weight training, the running, the judo training, the circuit training, and all different types of different things that, plyometrics and interval running and all those different things that you could add to that. And then for me, the mental training was just being mentally tough. And I wasn't educated so well on that. Not until later on in my career anyway. I did see some sports psychologists and stuff like that. But there was a time when I used to just think that everything was down to just mental toughness. And my work ethic was always really good. I always used to train really hard. People and coaches used to really comment on how hard I worked. And I used to think because of that I was mentally strong. I could always push through workouts. I used to get good running times, and I used to be able to last longer than most people on the mat, if not virtually everyone on the mat, and I would recover from injuries and stuff like that. I'd always be pretty good. I'd be quite strong mentally, and I used to think that kind of meant that I was all right mentally. And then I would go to competitions and I would lose to people who I should have beaten at times, and I'd let myself down. I'd be inconsistent. Sometimes I'd be amazing and sometimes I'd be terrible. And I kind of used to wonder why that was, because I used to train hard physically and I used to be mentally strong. And it didn't occur to me really until a lot later in my career that mental toughness is different to self-belief. I was very, very mentally strong, but I actually lacked self-belief a lot, and that was a problem. That was a real issue, and that did hold me back in a lot of ways, and that did prevent me from getting to a level that I was capable of doing. Because if I ever felt on it and I did believe in myself on that particular day, for example, I could beat world-class judo players, and I have thrown world champions, and even in training I've thrown Olympic champions and stuff like that. So I was very high level, but most of the time in a high level contest or any contest really, I could lose to people who weren't on my level, and that was literally because I didn't have a consistent amount of belief in myself. And I feel like really that was something I should have worked on, and something that I really should have got educated on earlier on. Now we can, as now we're able to use the internet, we're able to use YouTube and stuff like that. There's loads and loads of videos on self-belief and how to improve your self-belief, and I will put some videos on myself about self-belief. I think visualization is really good, and that's something I didn't do any of really, and I did bits of, but I was very poor at it. I'm now a judo coach, and my son, he's only 14 but it's high level for his age, I try to get him to do a lot of visualizing, and he does it on a regular basis, and he's better at it than I ever was. And I think that's really important, and I will talk more about that on other videos. But I just want you to know from this video the importance of self-belief, because like I said, you could have, certainly in judo, I could be the strongest, I could be the fastest, I could be the most technical, I could be the most tactical, and I could even be able to train hard, have good work ethic. But if you don't believe in yourself, which is what I found, I would not get to the level that I was capable of getting to, and that was the problem. So the message today really is, no matter what you're doing, whether you're in business, whether you play a sport, whether you sing, whatever, you need to believe in yourself. And there are ways to teach yourself how to get better at believing in yourself. And like I say, visualizing is one. There's ways that you can do it, and I will put a video on about that another time. But believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, then who will? All right, I'll leave that with you. If you've got any stories about, you know, how you changed your belief system in order to break through and become go from here to there, we'd love to hear them. So if you've got any good stories or any good tips, leave them in the comments for us. And if you like what we're doing on the channel, just subscribe as well.